Alright, so it looks like this game's just being set up now, according to the VOD. There's some downtime. What's going on in the chat? Anything? No. That's all good. What's the next map gonna be? Jade, okay. Next map's gonna be in Jade for game 2. Dude. And I want to know what that guy with like the big red eye head thingy is. I just don't know what it is. Alright. Alright. Don't really know what else to talk about right now. Other than the fact that we're just waiting. We're just waiting. See if I can speed it up a little bit. Cool. Alright, look at that. Just like right when the game started. Okay. Alright, so let me get my intro music going here because it's the most important thing ever. And spawning here at the top left. Okay, no, I cannot. Spawning here on the top left as the Zerg, it's going to be ZDY. But that color, that brown color will change momentarily. It's spawning here on the bottom left. As the Protoss, it'll be Shen Bingjing, and then JMBJJ, or his AKA is. But I'm just waiting for him to change colors, because that's what he does. He always makes them red or yellow. Are you actually not going to do it this game? Really? Really? Really, dude? Really? After all that? After I tried to get, like, familiarize myself with this casting, you decide to change up everything. Okay, fine. You don't even ally anyone. Fine. I'm gonna guarantee you, right? I want to change his color right now. He's gonna change it to yellow or something. ZDY's brown. Hey, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? So, all right, okay, whatever. JMBJJ or Bingjing is now red, and immediately when I change the color to brown, he changes the colors. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Just letting you know that. Now getting back to actual Brood War music, because that's probably the more favored music right here. The map's gonna be Jade vertical spawns. It didn't stop the Protoss to expand to the Zerg, taking that third base. I don't see why he wouldn't do it this game. And I hope that's tight. But our commentator friend normally points out bad walls anyway, so if you see him like drawing a box around the forge, it probably means it's not tight. This map, I've seen so many like incomplete walls on, I don't even know. Now, I'm trying to think what if that was an overpool or a 9-pool. I don't know. That was a 9-pool. No, that was a 9-pool. Or was it? Could someone verify that in the chat? Because I really have no idea. I really have no idea. View scale point 80. Apologize for that. All right. ZDY is doing... Okay, so he went Forge... With Forge Nexus double cannon. Playing a little bit risky, because I don't believe that was an overpool. I believe that was an actual 9-pool. But I don't... Okay, no, actually, no. ZDY knows where the location is of the red Protoss, so... Let's see if JMBJJ or Bingjing is going to really know when that... If he's going to be able to deal with that. I think those cannons should be done in time for sure. I mean, he's even adding a gateway to that, so they actually have to go around the cannons anyway. The amount of DPS those cannons are going to do. And I mean, ZDY's not even going to go even try to attempt to do it. He's just going to bring the links back. Which, I guess is an appropriate move, so you don't lose your lings, but at the same time, you could just put them in front of your opponent's base, just to figure out when they're moving out, deny scouting information. All that fun stuff. even just like a Ling by itself is just enough to like figure out what your opponent's doing. So, yep. But also, you want to kill the scouting probe probably already in your base when those Lings would be outside outside of their base. Yet they already have a scouting probe in your base, so it actually ends up really kind of canceling it out anyway. So disregard everything I just said. I just disproved my theory, so never mind. But checking out dat lag. And also, if you guys are wondering when these games were initially played, they were played 12 hours ago. Like, maybe 13 hours ago now, because it's almost 9 my time. But, yeah. About 12 hours ago. So the best I could do to get live, because I'm not awake by that time, and I'm either working, I'm in school, or something like that. Layer's going down, so taking down that third base right now. Standard, like, 4-minute cyber core, it's looking like. Things looking very, very generic right now. We'll see how JMBJJ does want to go about doing this. And that scouting probe is still alive. The APM to keep that thing alive is just too tasking for me to do. Because I don't hotkey mine, so I always have to go click back on it. Which I really should go click on it more, but anyway. That probe's trying to make a hot pursuit away from these Lings. They will do that because Lings do not speed. He got away with a mouthful of minerals, and that is good. That's a good day. I'll call that a successful day in the life of being a probe. Trying to think, I'm just trying to think like what would be the best course of action for Zerg in this map. Because Protoss doesn't really have much. I mean, I just don't really see what Protoss would really want to do against a Zerg that would be any different than most standard play, because it's just so powerful. I mean, I guess you could go. I'm just thinking Mutalisks, but it just seems like the same thing as like Sniper's Ridge, where Mutalisks are always used for whatever reason. I don't know why. At least according to today and versus Sci-Sci, those games, and Flip and Sci-Sci have always got Mutalisks on that map. I don't know why. But it's pretty much the same thing. Your natural's exposed, but your main isn't. But you still go Mutalisks anyway, so you might go that. Now that Spire's solely there to get Scourged up, so you just don't die to Corsair early on. It's just to stop that kind of tech from doing too much damage. Is it gonna be Corsair DT again? Well, at least as an opener, and of course JMDJJ is probably not gonna do that throughout the entire game. But it's looking like it's gonna be Corsair DT from Bingjing. Alright. Well, the Corsair is making its way in the base, even though it's just taking a while for it to go frame by frame by there, but I will tell you. The caster changed the latency for them. That's funny. Alright, so it should be a little bit more fluid now. Well, you'll get an Overlord kill. That's great. Now, what are those eggs making? Are they droned? Are they Mutalisks? Are they Scourge? Or just click on the eggs, please. Please click on the eggs. Nope. Nope, didn't want to click on the eggs, no. Fourth base going down for ZDY right now. Taking pretty fast fourth base, so I don't think we're going to see a lot of aggression by ZDY right now. Not to say we couldn't see it, but it might even be Mutalisk follow-up, I feel like. Just because you're just not going to have like a super big army to deal with anything, so you just kind of want to contain the Protoss the best you can. Mutalisks are good for that. I wouldn't say it's the best map to do Mutalisk pressure on, but it could be something, or he can try to set up his own contain, but I think Mutalisks are going to be potentially a better option here. Just because he's taking that fourth base so early. But that's just my own analysis. We have a DT trying to make his way across the map. Very slowly. Just put an extra high latency, dude. Just do that, man. No. It's not like I control this game, man. If I could 2 times this right now, I would. But there's no option on this Chinese YouTube player. And it looks like we have +1 coming up on the Forge as well. This DT is slowly but surely making his way across the map to the natural of ZDY. Now is ZDY prepared for this? He sees the third base going down. What, about 3 Corsairs in the main base right here, so he's going to be going around there trying to scout, or pretty much scour the map for free Overlords right here. Overlord's already in position. That DT's not going to do anything. Those Corsair really need to be right there to kill off that Overlord, then the DT can do some damage. And Hydras. Okay, so he's going to go Hydras. Okay. That's fine. I was just getting a little worrisome if JMBJJ just all of a sudden went like a 2 base and just put down like 6 gateways, not necessarily all in, but just pushed. ZDY would be in some trouble. ZDY would definitely be in some trouble, but because both players are just taking up their bases, I think we're just going to be in for another macro game here. And last game, ZDY definitely had some difficulty with those engagements. You know, he had a really big army, but then they kind of split apart, and his engagements really weren't top of the line. They weren't level, what, 17 or level 15? What is it, level 17? No, level 17, yeah. ZDY level 17 didn't really show level 17 caliber play, in my opinion. But I'd love to see how he performs this game, because it's definitely gearing up for like a macro game. Because they're expecting, I mean, everything's looking very, very standard from last game as well. Protoss, though, I want to know the gateway count, because I don't think, what do you have, like 1 or 2 gateways up to this point, and we're maybe, you know, 10 minutes in this game, or soon to be. It's just a little surprising. But these are +1 Corsair that I apparently messed up. Mixed messed up. It's hard to say exactly what's going on. The Scourge did not connect, I don't think. With the +1, 5, I think it's 5 Corsair that are just like the awesome magical number that you need to have versus Scourge, because that's awesome. Awesome sauce. And more Corsair. I don't even know what to talk about right now. Chat's dead, and I need some downtime right now. What to talk about? What on earth to talk about? Other than the fact that we have, you know, 6 Corsair roaming around the map, not really doing much, just kind of floating around. And then I'm not getting camera shots of any kind of tech, so I can't really predict what the hell's going on. Corsair DT. We have Hydras, but just not a whole lot of Hydras. He's still droning. He's still droning right now. Seeing Evo Chamber? Is he just really gonna just drone up heavy right now? I guess that's how he's gonna play it. I mean, maybe he had a lackluster of an economy last game. I mean, I wouldn't know, but... Alright, so he's just putting down, like, gateways, like, 5 through 7 now. So he's now, this is where JMBJJ's army is actually gonna get pretty substantial pretty quickly. We have Lurker aspect completed. He's making Lurkers. We're 10 minutes in the game now, so I was completely thrown off on my in-game time. I apologize. I thought this was a lot later in the game than I actually thought it was. Never mind. And that is a lot of Corsair. I don't know if I would go as far as say Zerg players are obligated to go kill off Corsairs before they get in this like mega critical mass numbers. Because when you get like 12 of them with like +1, you can literally just go through like like 3 or 4 spores, or go through Scourge like nothing, and then just kill off like 5 Overlords without killing anything. Because Corsairs are surprisingly beefy, yet they're small size. I mean, they're not going to care about the spore. They're not going to care about that Hydra. They have +1. They have an armor of 1 by themselves anyway, without any upgrades. So they're beefy units, so they can just go in there and just kill off some Overlords. But definitely JMBJJ is looking to probably add a timing push off a 3 base. A lot of gateways. Maybe like +2 timing push. Wouldn't be a bad move in general. Ooh. Look at that. What, is it actually 2 shots from DT to kill off a Lurker? Possibly. Maybe. Don't know. Dun 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 dun. Okay, we have a shuttle with nothing in it. Do they have support bay attack? If you can do a Reaver drop this late in the game, I mean, it's not bad. Or he's going to DT drop. He gets spot, he gets a DT in the base. Doesn't notice it. And goodbye drones. Oh, okay. We should see an immediate pull. 2 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills. 5 kills, 6 kills, 7 drones. Okay, just Ziddy's. This is not the the best caliber play that I've seen Ziddy play before. Yeah, this is not. That's not characteristic probably of Ziddy at all. And again, I mean, even the VOD has lag. There must have been some really substantial lag in this round of 4 match, which is a little disappointing because it also makes it a little bit more difficult to cast because it makes each minute go by like takes twice as long to go through like a minute of gameplay because it just lags so much right now. It's a little bit disappointing. But just doing more DT drops, and I mean this is what pisses me off when I play Brood War or StarCraft 2. Players will just more in StarCraft 2 than anything else because you can just warp in DTs like wherever you want, and then your mineral line's just dead really quickly because they just one-shot everything. I mean he has +2, but yeah. So these DTs are actually doing a lot of damage. I mean he stopped the main base from pretty much mining. He's killed off, what was that, 4 drones right there. I mean, these DTs are doing a crap ton of damage, and they probably really shouldn't be, and Ziddy is just struggling. I might just say that he's being outclassed here, but I don't want to go as far to say that. He's just having a very difficult time with this Corsair DT play. And I just don't know if he knows... I'm not sure if he just, right now, doesn't have the correct balance of Hydralisk, Scourge, Overlords, and stuff like that. I mean, he's investing in a crap ton of lurkers. I mean, this is the first time I've seen that he has, like, 20 lurkers. So he's in a very defensive position. So he's actually been building up an army up to this point. He just hasn't been really defensive in terms of his mineral lines, I guess. Is that the first robo of this game that's coming up from Big Jung? Alright, but we have an earlier hive this game. We have an earlier hive, which is definitely something to note. But I would definitely say, though, that he needs to get some kind of Templar snipes going. Because, I mean, what? We're going to be 15 minutes in this game. Those Templars are going to have a lot of energy on them. A lot of Storm. And no matter how good your Storm dodging is, Storm does a good amount of damage. You want to have Mutalisks to snipe, to Mutalisk snipe High Templar. But with that many goons out, it's hard to say. And also, to note about last game and this game as well, let's talk about that JMB is going such Dragoon heavy army. Why would he go Lurker both games? Why wouldn't he go mainly Ling Lurker instead of Mass Lurker? Because he really doesn't have that many Lings. I mean, he has like Mass Lurker. I mean, I would call this like Mass Lurker build order. Like, I'm going to go in this game and go Mass Lurkers. But that is so many goons. And the problem, though, is like, the other thing, though, is like, this Protoss knows what to do. It's like, well, where's the main army of Ziddy? It's on the left side of the map, so I'm going to go attack his right-hand Expos, where he can't reinforce. And Ziddy's not responding with that army. He might be able to save these bases, but if you can check on the minimap, he's not moving that static army that's guarding his natural and main base in his new 5th base that's going down right now. And that was kind of 2 wasteful storms right there. But partially the reason why I kind of lost last game as well. I mean, this happened last game, okay, but now we have Dark Swarm, which is a little different, so it can help kind of defend these choke points a little bit better against goons, which will actually help a lot because there isn't that many zealots in this army. But there's a lot of Storm. And I'm not really sure if it really matters. Alright, we have a Knight's Canal with a lot of Hydras are being chained in or something like that. Chained in, moved in, something like that. Something on Black Caliber. I don't really know what to explain it. But I really don't know if he's going to be able to defend it. I mean, it is a very small choke point where Storm is very, very potent. Very, very deadly. That is so many DTs. What are you doing, JMBJJ, man? What are you on Earth? Well, he's stalled for time. He's bringing a lot of lings and lurkers. That might be mainly lings, though. Down to this. That is a lot of cannons. Down to the 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know how that's going down. I'm seeing a lot of yellow being evaporated from the map. Disappearing from the map. And with that many DTs, I don't think it really matters if you have detection. Like, that's just like a powerful force. If you've ever tried to deal with mass DT before, like, your army will be obliterated in a second. Like, you need to have splash damage to stop mass DT. And I'm telling you that from personal experience. I have died from mass DT so many times. It just hurts. Sometimes. It just hurts. Alright. Alright. We have Defiler tech up, but now we have Reavers, though. So we're actually getting late game tech from both these players that we didn't really see from game 1. Which is nice to see. Because I don't really see a lot of late game Chinese games. Just because Hive tech and late game tech is normally stalled for quite some time. We have a good amount of lings here, but, I mean, DT Zealot, oh, it's just so good against lings. Hydralists, though, are pretty good. If they're not being attacked front on by DTs and Zealots. That is a lot of DTs. If I had my info page tab, I'd probably expect we'd have at least 15 DTs on the map. Like a control group and a half. And honestly speaking, I just think JMBJJ is going to probably take this. I don't know why. I just feel like I just don't think Ziddy's going to have enough to, like, combat this Protoss. I mean, Protoss has 5 bases, 3 mining. Zerg's mining off of 5, I guess. I guess it's still even. I don't know why I want to call it that, but I could, and I'm probably going to be wrong, too. Probably going to be wrong, and Ziddy's going to take this. And by no means, I normally want to favor the Protoss. I'm a big Sci-Fi fan. But we just need a really powerful late game Zerg army, and but it also might be because I've only been giving camera shots of JMBJJ, so I don't know if we have a lot of ultras and defilers out. But like this is, oh, that was a nice plague. So he has plague done. We just didn't see it. Plague! And that was a nice plague. That was a really, really nice plague. But if someone wants to verify on the chat, I've never known this, though. If you plague a DT, can you see it without detection? I wouldn't know, but someone can tell me in the chat. And, alright, so actually, Ziddy's going to get some momentum here. He's actually been able to fend off another push right here. He did another nice plague right there. And we'll have to go away, and he's just going to gobble up that army with more reinforcing lurkers and stuff like that. Yep. Goodbye. Goodbye, Zealots. Alright. Alrighty then. But I don't think I see. And the other thing, though, to note, though, you may think DTs are like not. It's kind of like a troll build, but it's not really. They just quickly slice up Ultralisks so fast. So if you have like 5 of them with +3 attacking an Ultralisk, they just die so quickly. They're kind of like scarabs in their own right, except they don't kind of bug out. They're DTs. They're like really powerful zealots on steroids. But they're not as fast. And they're invincible. And a lot weaker. In terms of health. They're not as bulky. So, maybe even like a Guardian transition would probably be the best option. Because how do you deal with this Archon Zealot Storm, like, beautiful mix of Protoss units? My only bet would probably just be Guardians. You just needed to somehow deal with the Corsair, which could be Devourers and stuff like that, but who knows? But this push, though, I mean, he's kind of doing the same thing what JMBJJ or Bingjing did to Ziddy earlier on. He's kind of splicing that in half, kind of taking that central choke point that kind of divides a third of that base in the natural and main, so he can really go and just pressure that natural. He can Dark Swarm it, but there's already 2 Reavers there, and we're having a counter push of JMBJJ onto this third base at the 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, maybe? Possibly, yeah, he's doing a good amount of damage, yeah. Which is, that's a lot of damage. He's gonna lose that hatchery. As those are gonna be a lot of lings coming down, I think. But either way, he's gonna Dark Swarm here. That's a lot of Reavers. A nice plague right there onto the Reavers right there, so that will sap a lot of their HP away, and which will allow them to be a lot less bulkier, if they could really call Reavers bulky. But anyway, we have +3 Carapace with +1 missile upgrades. I'm wondering what the melee upgrades are. But the hatchery did go down at the 9 o'clock. Just to inform. Nice start. So this push has been thwarted. Didn't really do too much. Another Archon just chilling over there. Just died. Plaguing a Archon. Was that the only thing I got plagued in that whole arc? You could kill away all 8 HP of it. Because oddly enough, though, for whatever reason, Plague doesn't like get to 1 HP on Archon. It's like 2. Never understood that. I've never understood why Archons will have like 10 HP and then all of a sudden they only lose 8 of it when they get plagued. But it looks cool. Plagued Archon are awesome. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie at all. Alright, that being said. So, is that drop? We have a drop into the bottom right-hand expo right here, guys. And it looks like it will be successful in killing off all the rest of the cannons right here. But Reavers are coming from the west, and they should be able to clean these up. Some probes will die. Oh, yeah, look at that. He's even gonna save them. That's nice. He could even try to bug up the Scarabs if you want to get him behind the mineral line, but that might be too APM demanding, as he has to be all over the map at this point. And oh, look at that! Exactly what I predicted. Except now they're out in the open and they all instantly die. Alright, so I'm starting to feel pretty good in my confident ability for City to take this. Now, I'm liking that. Because now all of a sudden JMBJJ is kind of... It's starting to lose expos. He's taking... But Reavers, though... I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to break down Reavers in like... with cannons and Reavers that probably do 125 per shot when you have like 4 of them. Honestly, I don't even know why you just don't rush mass Reaver and then just win. Like Reaver Corsair Ultimate Unit Comp. Mass anti-air. What are you going to do about splash damage? Pew, pew, pew. Then, like Reavers everywhere. Like, how do you beat that? You don't. Or Reaver Carrier. But then you have to really press like R and C or whatever the interceptor button is to increase that. We have an engagement over here, but JMBJJ does have the high ground. He's kind of storming his own army right now, though. That is a lot of Hydras. That's a lot of Zerg. Those Archons aren't doing a lot. He needs to get those Archons to buffer damage and, well, do damage as well. They do really awesome splash damage, but it looks like... Ooh, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. I think we're just at the point in the game where neither player can really do a lot of damage to each other. Zerg is struggling, Ziddy's struggling, and that was not great for Ziddy. He just lost like 8 Hydras to a single storm. Probably his APM's being done elsewhere, but Ziddy has done multiple attempts to break down the natural of both the bottom right and the bottom left bases. We have Mutalisks out, so we may see Guardian transition, which is what I initially foresaw. And if my stream just went out for half a second, I apologize. My computer just went on standby mode. Didn't turn off, though, thankfully. And... oh, that's not good. DTs are actually killing off these lurkers. That's not good at all. But we might see Guardians, though, from the Mutalisks, though. I'm not sure. But it could happen. Could very, very well happen. Alright. Alright. just trying to think, like, well, I think there's something happening at the 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock over there as well, that there's something happening over here. We're going to have a mega drop happening over here. Yes, DT is where we're ransacking this base over here. We have Archons coming up here. That's not going to be enough to kill off those Archons at the same time. Like City is going to be able to kill off this 4 o'clock expo right here, but at the same time, JMBJJ is going to be trading off another mining base of Ziddy at the 9 or / 10 o'clock position. The DTs, okay, yeah, that base is gone again once more. Being more reinforcing units from JMBJJ to that location. Something about that hatchery right there. Now all of a sudden, Ziddy's going to be reinforcing that back at home right here. A lot of Lings are trailing behind here, but the issue though is that those are Archons. They do splash damage. They are counter Zerglings, and it's going to be difficult. Was that the Natural Expo of Ziddy, and they still have like 600 minerals per patch? Did I actually just see that? That should be enough to clean up this push. But that Archon's like 21 kill Archon. Are you serious? Finally going down that hero Archon's like, dude, guys, run away, man. I'll hold off the swarm. But this is just like anti-Protoss with that many Hydras in like a funnel, like just come down one by one. Like, come on, take it. Take my, what do they shoot? Missile spines or something? Possibly? No? Could be wrong. Yeah. Alright. So they both traded armies. Both traded bases. So I'm looking at the mineral patches. The natural, the top right hand expo, the third base of the top right hand expo are the three bases that are still mining for Ziddy. I don't know how much left of minerals there are, but those are minerals. While JMBJJ is mining off the natural and the main base of the bottom right-hand expo. So, we'll have to see. Ziddy is really kind of like blocking off that 4 o'clock, and Ziddy is also expanding down to the 9 o'clock right now as well. So, don't know. PPPPP. Okay, why on earth would the caster pause the game? No, why? Okay, apparently we're on AFK mode now. Really? Really? Really, dude? Okay, let's see here. So he's doing some random stuff right now. Apparently, let's see here. Well, that's a bummer. Don't exactly know what happened, but apparently that game ended. Apparently that game ended. So, for all my purposes, I'm going to call that a draw. I don't really know exactly what happened there, as I didn't preview these games. But what I can tell you is, I'll end this video right here for you YouTubers. I don't really know what to really call this one.